Hey everyone, it's Silver's here today with the new Bandlewood region. It is the 10th and final region of Runeterra. Who knows, maybe in like 5 years they'll just randomly add a random region, but I don't really expect that as they probably planned this out for a while out. But there are some card updates, some new cards, and just we have dual regions now. So that's a big thing to talk about. I haven't actually read the notes yet, but I have seen these new arts as I saw it on Twitter this morning. So let's go ahead and talk about them. So first off, we do have new art for Teemo. He's all, poisony here. I like this art quite a bit. I don't know. I think I don't like change that much, so I like the old card arts better personally, but not to say these are bad by any means. I just prefer the old ones. I really hope they give Teemo a new level up animation though. That would be great. As you can see, they have the Yordle tag now as well, which is something that I personally wanted from Riot for a long time now, not just for Yordles. We have things for like Elnugs, but I want them for like trolls and just other creatures of Runeterra. I think it's a lot of fun, so I hope that we get those. Hopefully like this has a good response and then Riot's like, we should do that for other things. Like, I just want to play a troll deck. You know, I've tried playing troll decks for a while now. So that is these cards. Not too much more to say about them besides new art. Do you like it? Do you not? I'm curious, so let me know. Then there's also more dual regions of Lulu and Heimer, so I assume the other Yordles will be getting this as well. And most importantly, the first card reveal is the Bandle tree. We kind of saw this in a video yesterday where they spoiled this a bit, where we were kind of deciding what it was, and I think if I remember, I more or less got it right while talking with someone else. I might have to go pull up that comment for you, but we were talking about what it could be based off the video and we saw different regions. So I was thinking either it's like have 5 in play or it's played all. I think that's what I said, but I'll put that up here on the screen for you so you can see it. With the Bandle tree, it is only Bandlewood. It's not dual color with anything else, so you can put that with other dual things. Also, sorry, my cat just started playing with the cat toy. Round start, create a follower from a new region in hand. Win the game if you summon 10 units from 10 regions. So the way that I interpret this is obviously it's summoned, so it's a counter that you can summon things from spells, for instance, but the spells themselves do not count, and that, as well as the fact that, gosh, why am I having such a hard time here? The cat distracted me. So, as well as the fact that if you summon cards from other regions, you don't have to have this in play, so the counter doesn't restart. Like, if someone removes this and you have another one, then you're able to play it, and if you still have 4 out of 10, you still keep the 4 out of 10. As well as the fact that it says create a follower from a new region in hand. It doesn't say from your courage regions, which I think it would say, even though the text is quite long already. So my assumption is if I've played Shadow Isles, Noxus, Freljord, Bandlewood, and Ionia, that it's going to give me like a P&Z card or, gosh, or, another region that I, my mind is kaboom right now and I can't really think about very much. We will go ahead and do some theory crafting with this card here in a bit, so stay tuned for that. Before we do though, first, boom, the notes. And yeah, now my cat's in the cat scratcher. Okay, so this is as far as I seen it, and as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, that's Tristana, which isn't surprising that she would be part of the Bandlewood expansion, but there's other, just because we have the Bandlewood now, doesn't mean we're going to get every single Yordle. Like, I'd love to see Rumble. I don't think we're going to see Rumble, but I would love to see Rumble personally. That would be really nice. I just think he's a really cool Yordle. So Tristana is there, so I assume that this is a hint that she's going to be coming out soon. I know these are little, like, Bandlewood bros, Yordle bros, I suppose. I know the Bandle tree, I kind of wrote a piece about this. It's on the Mobalytics website if you're interested. I wrote a little bit about the lore. So what the Bandlewoods are is there's portals throughout Runeterra that the Yordles use to travel around, and only like they're secret portals, but they also have it's weird. They're secret portals that they're kind of like a puzzle to actually get through them, but at the same time they have this overgrowth from like the magic that comes within the Bandle city. So Bandlewoods are in Runeterra around the portals, but Bandle city is this other like spirit realm almost type thing that Yordles have access to, but mortals don't, and they kind of are like, oh, I wonder what's in there, but that is the kind of idea of it, so that's why they probably did Bandlewoods instead of Bandle City, because Bandlewoods means that non-Yordles can also be part of it. So because a non-Yordle can see the Bandlewoods, which, like I said, is the magic kind of leaking out of the portal. So that is that, and Tristana was actually one of the ones who began protecting these from the, you know, the evildoers, I shall say. And she taught herself, like, she watched Bilgewater people and militaries and stuff, and like learned that, and her guns made in Bilgewater and such too, so it's pretty interesting. So interesting lore to check out if you want to. So, few have journeyed through the mysterious portals found across Runeterra, leading to a land where enchantments and mischief run freely. A timeless city beyond the material realm, and with curiosities waiting to be discovered. The real adventure, however, extends beyond the magical city, and it takes a leap of faith and some magic. Alright. So, the final region of Bandle City, 126 new collectible cards, awesome, kicks off on August 25th, 2021, and if I remember right, in like the dev video, they broken this up into 4 pieces rather than 3 pieces. So we're getting an extra expansion, I believe in November is when it is, so we get, hey, you know, that's good with me. They're pushing out 4 new expansions, I believe, from now until December, so August, November, December, and I don't know when the other one was, if it was like October or when, but it's pretty nuts, the amount of content that they are giving to us. Bandle City as a region is all about the magic of multi-region cards, which can be one or another. We already kind of saw that. When building a deck with such cards, that only requires to have a single region card from either of the card's 2 regions. Here's a more detailed breakdown how it works with a few examples. Your deck's regions are only determined by a single region card, or by the single region cards in it. So if you can start with a multi-region champion, you'll need to add another card of one of your card's champion factions. Sorry, I'm trying to understand this as I read it. If you start with Fizz and add Zap Sprayfin, you now have a Bilgewater deck. Wait, can you? Okay. If your deck is mono Bilgewater, you can include Fizz. But even though you have Fizz in your deck, you can still not include Lulu without first adding a single region Bandle City or Ionia card to add a second. So you technically can have 3 colors, right? That's what I'm understanding. Because it says Fizz, assuming Fizz is acting as a Bilgewater card or as a Bandlewood card. So you can still have things that look like they're 3 colors even though they're not. So you can play Lulu Fizz still, but Fizz still has Bandlewood. So I don't know if it would show that up as a region or because it's acting, Fizz is acting as a Bilgewater card that it only shows Bilgewater and not the Bandlewood sign. I have no idea what they will show for that. I'm guessing they'll say like Fizz becomes a Bilgewater card at that point and they only show Bilgewater, but it's hard to say. As well as multi-region cards, Bandle City has all sorts of magic to offer beyond the Bandlewood, which will also introduce new cards from every other region, as well as a few entirely new keywords. Stay tuned to all our social pages over the next week and new reveals. Yep, you all know that already. Oh, there's Mobalytics, which I highly recommend. But now here's a quick peek of what's in store for familiar faces, multi-region cards. Well, we saw this already, and we're missing that one, but we saw that already. We talked about this, we'll talk about a little bit more. Additionally, some existing cards have been updated with 2 new subtypes added to and beyond the Bandlewood, Yordle and Fae. Here's a full list of the cards being updated. So these are Yordles now. Chump is a Yordle. He looked really big for a Yordle, but alright. Teemo, Heimer, Petty Officer, Yordle, Grifter. Imagine not having the Yordle tag on Yordle, Grifter. Fizz, Lulu, Crackshot Corsair, Fae, Blade Twirler, Grizzled Ranger, Navori, Blade Scout. I remember this one being talked about. Veteran Investigator, makes sense. Green Glade Lookout. Fae Guide. So, Fae Guide is not a Fae, but they guide about the Fae. Arena Bookie, Traverse News Bottom, Shady Character, oh cool. Fuzzy Caretaker, Mentor of the Stones. Oh, Mentor of the Stones makes sense too. These all make sense. Fuzzy Caretaker's a bit funny, but it makes sense. Fae Flower Child, that one makes so much sense. Tasty Fae Folk, thank you. Mumble Sprite, this is what Trevor Snoozebottom summons. I would know that as I played that card in a video not too long ago. Swole Squirrel, Fae. I don't really get that one, but there must be something there. Squirrel, that is the token that, what do you call it? That Lulu makes, or not Lulu, Lulu's champion spell makes. I forgot exactly what it's called, sorry. It's a 4 mana, turn something to a 1/1, turn a follower into a 1/1 squirrel. And then Pix, which is a Fae, it's the support card. Alright, that looks like what we have right now. Look, actually written by the intern, but they did a really great job. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some ideas that I was brainstorming once I saw that card. First off, of course, things like this certainly do help. I was thinking specifically Bilgewater would be interesting. So I was like, yes, Bilgewater would be interesting. So this doesn't help anything because it's a spell. It has to be a unit to help. Double Trouble is a huge one because it can be random 1-cost followers from any region, island, or Petty Officer and Island Navigator also have the same thing where they can summon 1-cost units from any region. I think they're very helpful for this. And then I can also use Zap Sprayfin. There is Mystifying Magician, which is Transform, which unfortunately I don't think counts as a summon because if you play Mystifying Magician and you transform something with a summon, the summon doesn't go off, which means I don't believe that it counts at all, which is really quite sad. This would also work. Reverse Row could be part of it. Does make the deck significantly worse in comparison, but it is pretty funny. These could technically summon something from Shadow Isles, but I don't think it's worth putting in your deck. I think the steals could be a potential though. The stealing, like Black Market Merchant, for instance, it doesn't say random on it, but Black Market Merchant, there's a chance you could put Lost Riches in here, Treasure Trove. You'd have to get Treasure Trove and then just get a bunch of the cards you're looking for. You know what, someday someone is going to get, play 2 Treasure Troves and one of them is going to have the Bandlewood card and they're going to get it. And they're going to win randomly from Treasure Trove into Bandle Tree. Plus the other cards they played. Oh, that's a good dream to have. That is one of my dreams now. This is spells. After that, there aren't too many other things. Jailbreak also works, I suppose, as well. So there's a few ideas there. My other idea that I was liking of, I was thinking about doing a Lonely Poro, Howling Abyss, and just ramping into it and then playing the Freljord defenses. Because the way that the Bandle tree reads is, I'm assuming it gives you of a region you don't already have. Lonely Poro gives you a random Poro that's hopefully not a Freljordian one. It could be, but usually not. Actually, no, it can't be. It should be a different region each time because there's no other I don't think there's any other 1-drop Poro. Let's see. I mean, we have the ability to. That's in Freljord. Yeah. Yeah, no, you would get one from a different region for sure, because there's only one. This is Freljord's 1-drop Horo, and it cannot create itself as far as I know. So you'd play this, and then you would drop the 5-mana card, and then later Howling Abyss, maybe. Howling Abyss might take longer, but I think it'd be funny. Really, you don't need... Howling Abyss is a win con on its own, but it's still pretty funny to me, so I might try it. So those were 2 of the ideas. The other one, I think was P&Z was in my head. I know there's concurrent timelines, but the really unfortunate thing is, oh, it's 1 cost. The really unfortunate thing with it is that, here, let's look at it. It's also not a summon as far as I know. The first time you play a follower, each round pick 1 of the 3 followers, the same cost to transform it into. It doesn't say, like, destroy, like, it'd be different if it said, destroy your past follower and summon this one into the new one or something, or like obliterate your past follower and then summon the new one, then it could work. But because it's transformed, as far as I know, it shouldn't work unless Riot changes the mechanics. So that's quite unfortunate. I wish it did work. I think it would be pretty fun if it did. So, as well as other random things. Production Surge, these are all PNZ cards, so it doesn't really do very much. If they were from other regions, it could do more. Tri-Beam can do a little something. Where's the 2-man? Oh, Trail of Evidence. This one can be really hit or miss though, because it can hit spells as well, and spells don't help you at all. That doesn't really help. Flash of Brilliance could get you the Remembrance, and that could get you a Demacian unit, or it's mostly Demacian units, I think. I don't even remember if there's ones from outside Demacia or not. They seem to be mostly Demacian units, but Flash Brilliance could help you with that. This one certainly could, an epic card. Oh, it's from your regions, never mind. Boo. And then I guess you can use University of Piltover. It's really not ideal. It's a good meme, but it's not ideal. And you do have Back Alley Barkeep as well. This is not looking as good as it did in my mind, but it's something to try, I suppose. After that, are there any other things that have good, just like random generation? I don't really think so. I mean, these create Targon cards. It's not too bad for Shadow Isles. I suppose. No, Shadow Isles might have something. Shadow Isles might have something there. There's some random Shadow Isles things that work. Yeah, there's really not much though. So I think I mentioned it already, at least I tweeted about it, is that with the cards like the Bandle tree, it's a card that generally starts off being terrible, not good at all, but ends up being pretty not decent. I don't know, it randomly just becomes broken. Like, we like 5 years from now, this card's like taking over like maybe a wild format, or I don't know if they're doing rotations or how they're doing rotations. I have no idea what Riot's plans are for those. I'm sure they've already planned it a long time ago, but it's one of those cards that with a few cards, it's not very strong, but then someone randomly, like, you know, if something else gets printed, and then we don't even know if within Bandle City, or sorry, the Bandlewoods, there'll be new cards potentially that help with it. There's a potential of that, but we don't really know yet, so it's hard to say. I expect it to be a meme card, but that certainly could change. Don't know. Well, that's about all I have to say for now, so thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!